Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Ben here at thatcologneguy coming at you with another fragrance review. In this episode, I'm going to be taking a look at, from the library collection, in the Amouage library collection sampler, I'm going to be going down the line, and today is Opus number 2. And I just checked, and I must say how excited I am because I only found what looks like 2 reviews and possibly 1, because the second one I'm not sure if it's like more of an ad or an actual review. But the first one was from last year, and I'll give a shout out to his channel. Smells Good is his channel, and he reviewed Opus II, and that's about it that I can find on actual reviews. And so I'm happy to say I'll be adding to the reviews of this gem. I like to read the little booklet that you get from the sampler, and for Opus II it says this. Opus II is a majestic fougere inspired by the refined and evocative atmosphere of a great library. That's important, and I'll discuss that in a minute. And top notes are lavender, absinthe, pepper, pink bay, and heart as jasmine, rose, cinnamon, and cardamom. And the base is cedarwood, patchouli, amber, musk, and frankincense. So you know you're going to get frankincense practically with any Amouage. There's no surprise there for the base. Now, what I get out of this, though, is I get out of this a combination, a very delectable combination of absinthe, lavender, to some extent cardamom, and a little bit of pepper, and then I really get, and I'm actually just checking, it's in the heart. What I really get is the lavender, absinthe, and a little bit of cardamom, and then I get a fair amount of rose on this. The reason why I wanted to read the description, by the way, is because this is extremely successful in trying to smell like old books. So if you are a fan of reading and you love going to a library and you love smelling the scent of old books, this is very, very successful. But I'm going to say, because of the lavender and absinthe, there's some papyrus. It's not listed, but there's papyrus in this. There's got to be. And I mean, I can pick it up, even though they don't list it, but I'm sure on Fragrantica it's got to list papyrus at some point, because I'm getting that, unless it's somehow mixed with like the cinnamon, don't know. It really smells like an old book, but in a good way, because the lavender and the rose really save this. Sprinkle in the absinthe, and what you end up getting is kind of a mix of fresh and inviting, along with the old book smell. So it's not a bad old book smell at all. It's not a musty, allergy-inducing scent that will make you want to sneeze. Far from that. This is really, really great. And if you are a big fan of going to bookstores and going to libraries and constantly reading, having a book in your hands, and you love the smell of new and old books, then this is really... What I like about Opus 2 is that it really has a direction. There was a very clear direction in this one, which I really like, even if you're not a fan of the scent. So, you know, if you remember in Figment Man by Amouage, that one smelled a lot like wet earth and wet soil, and so I'm not a huge fan, but I do really appreciate that they emulated that very well and went on a limb, and it has its own specific flavor and direction. Opus 2 is also like that. It's perhaps not the one I would choose out of the entire collection that I like the most, but I really, really appreciate this one. And now, let's go on to the occasion. So I wore this yesterday. You guys know that the library collection is for men and women, so I don't really need to talk about gender. I mean, when you talk about fresh meets old book smell, there's not really going to be any sort of gender anyway. This one's right down the middle. This is a unisex through and through in terms of its marketing. And now, as far as event, what I would say here for this one is this one is also anytime, anywhere. I do see this a little bit more as a work scent, though. I mean, if I really had to choose an event for this, I don't, because I always just wear what I feel like wearing regardless. But if I really thought about this, I see this more as an indoor fall, winter, and I see this, yes, I'm going to go ahead and do this, as going to a library or a bookstore. There, I said it. This is perfect for the workplace. I don't see how this could be offensive to anyone. I wore this yesterday all day, and I went 4 sprays, and I got about 6 to 8. It doesn't overwhelm, that's for sure. It will get you a work shift. It will get you 6 to 8 hours on longevity, and projection was, because, for example, by the end of the night when I took my shirt off, I couldn't smell anything at all left. I mean, it was a clear 6 to 8 hours on longevity, and projection will be within an arm's length with 4 sprays. So you can go 1 on each wrist and 1 on each side of the neck for this one. If you're looking for something, an Amouage that you could wear at the office and be in close quarters and formal situations, but yet not worry about offending anyone or bombing the room out with Interlude Man, then you can go with this one. Opus 2 would be a great selection for you. This is Opus 2, and I will even show you, there it is right there, because I like to do that. Okay, so if you know my system from my previous reviews, I always give this the number of sprays, and I'm going to put this on right now and wear it for today. I gave you a little hint from yesterday. Indeed, I'm going to go 4 out of 5. This is really a 3 out of 5 for me. This is quite good. Yes, I would want it, but I just love the absolute... I love the fact that they were able to successfully carry out the mission of trying to smell very nice with old books near you. So it's the perfect blend of a lovely fragrance combined with the enticing smell of old books. So for that reason alone, I'm going to bump it from a 3 to 4. So this is a 4 out of 5 sprays from that Cologne guy. So 1 on each side of the neck, and here we go here, and here we go. That is it. That is Opus 2, guys, from Amouage. And there you have it, 4 out of 5 sprays. I would definitely add this to my collection. And indeed, on those wonderful Sundays and Saturdays when I go through a bookstore or spend a rainy afternoon inside in the library reading a book, I would wear it for this. I would also be wearing it to a work shift, and don't know if it's so much of a date scent for me. This is clearly more of the whoever can afford it crowd, as you know, for Amouage, which is usually 40 and up. This is probably a 30 and up is probably what you're going to see mostly from this. And again, I would envision this more as a daytime scent, and I don't see this so much as a date night scent. But then again, to each his or her own, right? I just don't know if I want to smell like an old book on a date, but that's just me. All right, there you have it. Opus 2 from Amouage. Another review by the boards. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I did have another subscriber join since the last episode, so of course I can always do my favorite thing to do, which is welcome you to the Cologne crew. Welcome aboard. I'm slowly creeping to the 100 subscriber mark when I can have my own URL. So if you like this channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, don't forget to hit the notifications, turn them on, so that way whenever I upload an episode, you are immediately notified. And last but not least, if you have friends in the fragrance community and you think they would like this video, please send this along and tell them to subscribe as well. I'm probably due for some sort of like subscriber challenge, right, or giveaway. I need to up my game when it comes to the giveaways. I will work on that. Opus 3 is coming up next. Looking forward to that one. And a very special, happy Friday the 13th. Take care. And thanks again for everyone in their comments for their subscribing.